hate that beta thing. Live from a box of double stuffed Oreos, it's Mondelez International's favorite business news show that doesn't suck. Business Pants. Business Pants! Woohoo!
I think it's Mondelez.
I doubt that. Joined as always by Emma Enjoyable Lurking and Matt Multi-Purpose Muscardi. Those are both kind of true.
Instrument.
Those are nicer than usual.
I'm a handful of gold-dusted almonds. In today's ESG stained bag, this is exciting, called March 2, 2022, a very special Woke Data Wednesday featuring us gloating about how smart we think we are, a slew of tiresome lists, and Emma's something. Emma's got something for us. What do you have?
Wait, you think
what are you
you're
calling
smart?
it, Emma?
What am I calling it?
We think we're smart. Yeah.
We're going to wait to announce the title until we get there.
Okay,
I'm going
alright.
to leave you in suspense.
Yeah,
we used to do
you
this.
mean think about it while we go along.
No, it is all ready to frickin' go.
Matt, remember back in the day before Emma drunkenly stumbled into our offices that we used to have like a ESG Wednesday, didn't we?
We did. Well, that was way back when. We're reviving it. We're having Woke Data Wednesday. I like the alliteration better now.
Yeah, Woke Data Wednesday, partly because we don't want to talk about the war too much today, and because this is for the nerds. I don't know.
This one's for you,
nerds.
Although I don't even, to be fair, it's not even at the level of nerdiness. It's just boring crap.
I really
Come on,
like
let's
it
do
when like performers at Coachella yell that on stage.
Let's do it. Come on. Let's start off with some Woke Wednesday quick hits or some stories that prove that we are ESG fortune tellers. Really?
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's really
Yeah,
me.
you
I'll
wrote
say
that
wait.
at I'm an ESG
I
fortune
changed
teller.
it.
I can see that. I can see the script. Don't fuck with me.
I wanted to spread the love a little bit. Here we go. If you ever need proof that we're better than you, here we go. First of all, Microsoft. Start off sad here. Microsoft said Zane Nadella, son of CEO Satya, died Monday morning. He was 26 years old and had been born with cerebral palsy. Look, this is just proving my point in a very somber way that Satya is still the only adult in the room. He's the only human. He's a human man who faces human stuff. Like I don't know how to awkwardly say this, but we don't get these stories very often, and there's just something about Satya. He just seems like an actual human being. That's all. Okay. How's that for ESG analysis? Incredible.
It's terrible news. We're sad for Satya and his family.
Worse analysis.
And you're awkwardly praising
Gloating?
Microsoft.
I'm not gloating. I'm let's move
awkwardly
on.
gloating
Let's
your
move
way
on.
through.
Move on. Again, this is all the ways we're better than you are. Here we go. Workers behind the first union push at an Amazon retail store, this is in Seattle, just sent management a list of demands. They're advocating for a $25 starting wage, less discipline around tardiness and absenteeism, longer paid breaks, chairs at checkout counters, more rigorous training on diversity issues, sexual harassment, discrimination. Okay, I've been saying this for a while now. Amazon will be the first company that blinks and realizes the only way to maintain its empire and keep the pitchforks on ice is to actually pay its workers and give them benefits befitting for a human. It's coming. It's coming. Amazon will be the one that blinks.
Is that list the union's priority order? Like, why would
how the
sexual
article-
harassment be last on that list, but
Well-
chairs at checkout counters comes before that? It feels like that order might be.
It's kind of like a
Wrong.
Seinfeld episode, actually. But, $25 starting wage, I'd put that first. I'd be psyched with that.
I can't remember when unions demanded chairs. I don't remember that as part of any union negotiations.
maybe a female
congrats to
chair?
them for thinking that. Honestly, that means they're thinking it through. They're not
Agreed.
half-assing this. They are doing detail by detail. These are all the things that suck here.
Yeah, they don't want a
including,
knee
I can't
replacement in 20 years because they were standing for 16 hours a day.
Hey,
true. Good for
preventative
them.
medicine,
Good thinking.
preventative care.
Mhm.
sit.
Here we go.
Thinking.
Up next, a new BlackRock shareholder power that may tilt proxy battles of the future. BlackRock is offering shareholders representing 40% of its index the ability to vote their own shares, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the balance of power could shift this year in shareholder votes. We're hoping, because we need something exciting to talk about. But again, we're going to take credit for this because we've been bullying BlackRock to put up or shut up for a while now. So BlackRock is pumping some life into our alternative democracy. They listen.
Well, this is arguably easier than firing the 90% of its active portfolio managers who are just men, right? Like, and diversifying.
It is
there,
easier,
and
yes.
This is a little bit easier than that. So good for them.
It's a bit of a punt, but hey, Matt, punts are legal. Like, it's part of the game.
Can I ask, though, if you're on the BlackRock stewardship team and you're listening
I'm
to this
not.
show right now,
Mhm.
come on
Oh,
the
yeah.
show. Are you deathly afraid of losing your job right now? Because basically BlackRock just said,
Hey,
we're just going to let somebody else do this.
we've had fancy experts from prestigious universities, from MSCI, from Morgan Stanley. Come on, BlackRock. You know, what are you
Join
waiting
us.
for? All right, let's keep tooting our own horn. Here's another company we relentlessly warned everybody about, Credit Suisse. Listen to this latest news. This comes from a listener on LinkedIn. According to the Financial Times, after Russia invaded the Ukraine, Credit Suisse asked investors to destroy documents linked to oligarch yacht and jet loans.
Oh, yeah.
Just
That-
what everyone should do.
I mean, all things considered, is there a juicier ESG news tidbit than that? I hope that the MSCI monkeys, all the little cute little furry typers in the ESG research department, I hope they're right now going into that profile and adding this, because this is good stuff. Come on.
This is not juicy. I totally disagree. This is boring. It's done.
No,
It's
no, no.
expensive.
We can fire her later.
First of all, you're totally wrong that it's not juicy, because I actually have breaking news. Look, it's breaking
Let's do
news
this.
paper.
Come on.
I breaking news
Come on.
paper. Apparently,
Shred it.
CEO of Credit Suisse, Thomas Gottstein, he actually
Gottstein.
also asked his high school to shred pictures of his preteen mustache. So any pictures of Thomas Gottstein's mustache. The sustainability team actually also put out a call to shred their invitation to the corporate holiday party. They want nothing to do with that. And finally, in an attempt to hide money laundering writ large, because we just talked about that, the bank account actually accidentally deleted its own bank account. Like the bank, which is, they're so busy shredding stuff.
Yeah.
And our listener pointed out that, asked the question, is this a good ESG sustainability strategy? And I have to say, it's not, because you first of all, you got to stop using the word destroy documents or shred documents. We were talking in pre-production. You find a different spin this. Like, can't you say we retired the documents to another location in the ground?
My seventh grade social study teacher, Mr. Casey, used to say to stuff that he wanted to get rid of, put it in the circular file, right?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
come on.
I filed it.
Shout out, Mr. Casey.
In the recycle bin. Like, find a spin it. That's all I'm saying.
That's not a good.
Then it would be better.
And lastly, in our woke Data Wednesday quick hits, another report that we will indirectly take credit for, hiring female CEOs changes how companies describe women, according to 43,000 pages of SEC filings. This is a report that we would have done, and I'm glad that the researchers did. And I'll give a shout out. The report is hiring women into senior leadership positions is associated with a reduction in gender stereotypes in organizational language by M. Asher Lawson, Ashley E. Martin, et cetera, et cetera. You know, look, we would have written the report.
And Sandra Motz, you just left out there.
Props. But here's the background. After GM named Mary Barra CEO in 2014, a trend emerged where the car manufacturer began associating leadership qualities like decisiveness and assertiveness with women throughout the organization. And this report is saying the same can't be said at Ford Motors, which has never had a woman CEO in its 120-year history. Point being, this is, they got the idea for this research from us, and you're welcome, but I love it. And Emma is already being tagged to reach out to those the authors of that report. So I'm hoping they'll come on as fancy experts.
Yeah, they definitely should. And also not really fair to Ford, because to say like Ford has never had a woman CEO in its 119-year history, like there's like 6 companies that can say they've had a woman CEO in their history. So
also, if it's only 120 years, people stay in their CEO positions for like 60 years, so they've only had like 2 CEOs.
If you looked at the data that we collect here,
Yoda did that.
Emma, if you spent any time actually looking at the data that we do collect here, you would know that you are actually wrong. The average
Oh,
CEO tenure is about
wow.
what? It's like 7 years,
7.
5 to 7 years.
Be
I'm thinking
nice.
members.
And I'm sorry, Imrul, Huda, and Sandra Motz for Damien yada yada over your names.
I didn't want to butcher the third woman's name, so I skipped it. Listen, this report analyzed 43,000 pages of corporate filings, over 1 billion words. Come on, they're honorable businessmen, people. These people. All right, let's move on.
The 999 million of them were the word earnings though.
No, actually, you'll see from a later report today that it would be the word Charlie.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'll let you sit on that for a second. All right, moving on. The IPCC report, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It's the scientific group assembled by the United Nations who monitor and assess all global science related to climate change. Right? There's a new horrible report out, as there is every year. The most important takeaway is, why does every news agency publish a list of 5 takeaways on the IPCC report? Why? They all do it, so we've one-upped them. We have 6 versions of 5 takeaways. Come on, let's do it quickly.
Wow.
And feel free, if you really start to hate this segment, Matt and Emma, feel free to cut me off. It's fine. First, from Climate Home News, here are the 5 takeaways. Climate change is hurting our health. Some things will be lost forever. We can adapt up to a point. The poorest will be hit hardest. Each 0.1 Celsius degree matters. The BBC News. Things are way worse than we thought. Loss and damage gets scientific backing. Technology is not a silver bullet. Cities offer hope. The small window is closing fast. From the New York Times. Climate hazards have worsened significantly in the past decade. If warming isn't slow, the dangers will multiply. How come no one's cutting me off here? Societies have not done enough to adapt and stay safe.
This is funny.
As warming continues, it will become harder and harder to cope. Poor countries face much bigger challenges than rich ones. From Triple Pundit. I never heard of this news source, but I love it. I have 5 takeaways. Climate change is bad for everyone, but the IPCC report finds it's already worse for it. Ask which individuals. Global warming is inextricably.
There you go.
Okay,
There we go. No, he's cut himself off.
Special shout out to Reuters for publishing all 5 of their takeaways in all caps. I love it. There's something about all caps that makes me listen, like this one of their 5 takeaways. Nature is in big trouble. All right. How about their last takeaway? We're running out of time.
Are these really like takeaways?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
these are just shouting at you now. And
That's Reuters.
I mean, I'm a little annoyed that like they couldn't pause putting out this report for like a couple months for Ukraine and Russia to start like fizzling, or at least World War III starts in earnest or something. Because it's like you can't. There's only so much terrible news you can take at once, and so you're so busy
No,
like
there's
watching
5 bits of news you can take at once.
missiles hitting things in Ukraine that it was hard to pay attention to the fact that we're all dead anyway.
Well, we're going to cover it later. The 2 big things that got swept under the rug this week from the perspective of business newsy, woke data, ESG news, was this report and Warren Buffett's annual letter. Usually they're people love to chat about them, but not this week. But we're going to cover the letter a little bit later. I couldn't resist. But before we get there, Emma, why don't you take over for a bit so I can breathe? Come on.
All right.
No, let him make him do another one.
Actually,
we can't
I
do
have
that,
another
Dave. Matt.
one. I
you
do
might
have some more fast
stroke.
talking later. You're going to like it.
All right. Welcome to Get Ready for Matt and Damon to criticize the name that I have chosen. Fill in the take with me, your host, Emma Lurking.
Wait, what's
Here-
the name?
The
name is Fill in the Take?
Fill in the take. Yep.
sounds
Like
like
Phil, as in a man's name?
No,
Phil?
not like
No.
someone named Phil.
No.
It does sound like something I saw on ESPN like last night. at
Okay,
3
I like
a.m.
that.
Maybe
Emma's
I
a
just
sports nerd.
totally plagiarized it from ESPN. But I don't know.
Oh,
You'll find
fine.
out.
We'll find out.
Okay.
So here are the rules. There are rules to this. I will read the headline or headlines I have chosen for the day.
Okay.
Damien and Matt have to guess how I feel about the headlines.
You hate
Whoever
feelings.
comes closest to accurately guessing the adjective that I have picked to describe how
Yeah.
I feel wins.
Okay,
So,
fine. I like winning.
Damien and Matt, you can ask
Yeah.
any contextual questions that you want. I do reserve the right to dismiss any question, though I will try to answer mostly in good faith. And your
Okay. I
answer,
don't know
your
what that
final
means.
answer can be phrased in the following form. This headline is blank. And then you have to choose the adjective that I have chosen. that you think I would choose. Okay, does this make sense to you?
I'm already lost,
I
but I think
got
that's
it.
part of the
No,
fun
Damien's
of it. I
not
think that's
actually
part
lost.
of the joy.
It's really simple, and
All right.
Damien pretends to be lost.
Today we have
No,
two
really,
headlines.
Yeah.
If there are two headlines, there's a reason there are two headlines. Here's the headline
Okay.
number one. Russian oligarchs' yachts head for the Maldives as sanctions levied. Headline number two. Biden says U.S. will seize yachts and luxury apartments from Russian oligarchs with wealth parked in the country. Let's hear your
Okay.
thoughts.
First of
Deliberate.
all,
Go.
there's something
Yeah.
about yachts. What's the
Mm-hmm.
deal with we're like obsessed with their yachts.
We
Like,
talk
is
about
it-
yachts a lot here on the show, though. So
Yeah, we do.
You know, I think we understand.
Why yachts though? Like what?
Yeah, I don't
like
know why.
I saw an article today that was like, praising Biden for going after their yachts because it's really a sore spot, like for these
Yeah.
oligarchs. Like, really? Like your yacht named Pretty Princess or whatever? Like that's the thing that's you're gonna like risk everything for your yacht.
These are nice.
Yeah.
These aren't like rowboats, though, Matt. These are nice boats. I don't know if you know what a yacht is, but they're quite nice.
I'm gonna
First headline. Yeah.
the
Are we doing
first
this as a group,
These
Emma?
are combined. It's one
Combined.
adjective. Two headlines, one adjective.
These well, it's easy to guess irritating.
It would be.
It would be a little too easy. I don't think I'm gonna guess
See,
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was going to be happy because the second headline is going to free up a lot of apartments in New York City, and maybe you could rent one of those luxury apartments, right?
No, but
So
she's
I
gonna
was-
be
They're
pissed at
being-
the Maldives for allowing the yachts to go park there.
Yeah, I know.
also.
That's
Like,
why I'm confused. So maybe Emma is bipolar. Is that an answer? Is that an adjective?
these headlines make me confused.
Oh, I just got buzzed.
You got
Did I
buzzed.
just-
All right.
That was a major
Welcome
HR
back.
aggression. I didn't say you are bipolar. I said that your
Yeah,
reaction
she's gonna buzz
to
you
the...
again.
I'm
Okay,
gonna buzz
fine,
your ass again. Try me.
Fine. I like the buzzer actually, and I had an itch in my
These-
ass, so it actually helped. So
These headlines
make Emma
Are-
feel.
infuriating. I'm gonna go with infuriating.
Let's go with that. Are
You're-
are we competing against each other?
Yes,
or are we
you're
competing
competing
against
against
you?
each
Okay,
other.
they make you.
Constipated.
How
Say
many
constipated.
adjectives are there for angry, irritated? Like it's all the same. Make
You don't know. There are many more adjectives than that.
Make you flustered.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't know.
Uh,
I just want to hear what it
Unfortunate-
is. Yeah.
okay. The real answer is
Yes.
this headline is problematic.
Oh yeah.
Here's my reasoning.
Wah, wah.
It's good, and it's gonna piss you off. My reasoning is 100% gonna piss
I'm
you
already
off
pissed
too.
off, Emma.
So Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire.
Oh, here
Jeff
we go.
Bezos is a tycoon. Bill Gates is ultra wealthy.
True.
And somehow none of them are ever oligarchs. Because news outlets have been having
Oh.
a grand old time
This is a
throwing around
weird
the term oligarch.
tangent
and
here.
I am
Okay.
not here for it. Nope, not here for it at all. Until they start calling Western billionaires oligarchs. The definition of an oligarch is just a small group of powerful people who control a country or industry. News outlets don't get to look at Russian billionaires doing the same shit as American billionaires and call it a more nefarious name.
I'm
That
with
is
you.
my issue with those two
I'm
headlines.
with you.
I'm with
I
you
like
too.
this.
And do we know the percentage of billionaires that own yachts? Because I know Mark
Actually-
Zuckerberg bought one.
So I
Um,
can actually give you a stat on Russian ownership
Do
of
it.
yachts, which is the highest in the world. Between 7 and 10% of super yachts specifically are owned by Russian billionaires.
That's it.
wow.
I'm
10% of
disappointed.
super yachts
Yep.
I'm
feels
disappointed.
paltry.
I'm so sorry you're disappointed by that
All right.
fact that I can't.
Thank you,
change
Emma.
for
That was Emma lurking with fill in the take.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name. Wow. One of your worst efforts
great.
there. I
2
like the
a.m.
game, but
ESPN.
maybe one of your worst efforts with naming something. I don't even know what that.
Maybe
Those are
this
the.
isn't my strong
those-
suit. I'm sorry if anyone has.
Those are four of
suggestions,
the
I'm
most
very
boring
open.
words in the English language. I mean, seriously. I mean,
Remind
get a
me to
grip.
let Emma name my next rock band. It's like Pocket
Oh.
Fluff.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
got
gonna
one
be
good
like it's
band
gonna be
name.
like walk the sad dog. Actually, it's not a bad. It's not a bad name. All
I'm
right, here we go.
sorry. Is that not a great
Good.
band name? Walk the Sad Dog. I would listen to Walk the Sad Dog.
I would listen to that all day. That's so grunge.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this tedium up. Finally, our chief blowhard, folksy English muffin man, Warren Buffett, released his annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders over the weekend. And we were going to ignore the letter because it feels especially tone deaf and 1977 cornhuskery, but I couldn't help myself. It is Woke Data Wednesday after all. So I ran it through the Business Pants annual letter, Pulverizer 28,000, and it came up with a list of some of our favorite Business Pants words, which it searched for. Okay, it searched the whole letter for any of the usage. So I'm going to go through these fast, and I'm going to stop when the letter actually mentions something. Do you understand the premise, Matt?
No, not even a little bit.
So these are all our favorite words. Does he mention these words in the letter? I'm going to go. Here we go. I'm going to stop when he mentions a word. Here we go. Ready?
Okay,
Okay.
go.
Are these words in the letter? Here we go. If you need more information on this later, call me. Here we go. Crypto. Cryptocurrency, currency, Ukraine, Russia, democracy, war, Trump, Biden, Putin, COVID, coronavirus, pandemic, stakeholders, wages, woke, social justice, woman, female, race, racial, racist, social justice, ESG, sustainable, environment, succession, dorm, dystopia, social media, NFTs, business pants, monger. We got a monger.
We
We
got
have
one.
a
We got
monger.
one
We have
monger.
one monger. More importantly, Charlie. We have 15 Charlies.
Yeah. There's
How
no
many times
need
is he just using his first name? That's
You
so
don't need
weird.
to call him Charlie Munger. He's Charlie.
He's Charlie. And finally, greenwash. There is a use of greenwash. So here, I'll slow it down, and I want to describe this. He says, Greg Abel's report on Berkshire Hathaway Energy societal accomplishments appears on pages A3 and A4. Pages A3 and A4, that they don't exist. I don't know what the hell those are. I looked on so many documents. I don't know what that is, Warren. There is no A3 and A4. I hate you. He goes on to say, this is his actual quote. The profile you will find there is not in any way one of those currently fashionable greenwashing stories. Currently fashionable greenwashing stories? What the hell is that?
I've been
What is
thinking
that?
about greenwash fashion.
He says to further review this information, visit the website at brkenergy.com. There you will see the company has long been making climate-conscious moves that soak up all of its earnings. Matt, what does that mean? You've been in ESG for a long time. What does that mean that they're making climate-conscious moves that soak up all of its earnings? What the hell is that?
That's passive aggressive billionaire speak for
Okay.
we're spending money on the
That we don't wanna be
climate,
spending.
and that's my money you're spending.
That's how I felt about currently fashionable. Also very
Yeah, that
passive
seems
aggressive.
same.
Yeah, there's a very passive aggressive.
So I went to the website because I'd already spent a half hour searching for pages A3 and A4. So I went to the website. Let me just say it's confusing. Okay, I'm just going to start with that. The ESG sustainability page, they have one, starts off with a short paragraph on ESG sustainability, okay, and then moves on to a paragraph about natural gas. I don't understand that. Okay. As an aside, Berkshire's homepage, which looks like a student's hyperlinks assignment from a 1993 HTML tutorial,
It does.
the first link was called a message from Warren E. Buffett. I clicked on it, and that message, I shit you not, is a mini ad for insurance and jewelry in the form of Berkshire-owned entities Geico and Borsheims. Like, seriously, like, this is a weird dude. This is a weird guy we fetishize. Finally, the Business Pants annual letter, Pulverizer 28,000, begged me to read the very last paragraph of Warren Buffett's annual letter to shareholders, so I will do that verbatim. Here we go. Here's what Warren says. This is true, Emma. It actually ends with this. And remember, he didn't mention any of those other things. Democracy, war, Ukraine, doesn't care about that crap.
He does say
pandemic,
America a bunch.
pandemic, stakeholders, not important. Here we go. This is how he ended his letter. I will end this letter with a sales pitch. Cousin Jimmy Buffett has designed a pontoon party boat that is now being manufactured by Forest River, a Berkshire subsidiary. The boat will be introduced on April 29th at our Berkshire Bazaar of Bargains. And for 2 days only, shareholders will be able to purchase Jimmy's masterpiece at a 10% discount. Your bargain hunting chairman will be buying a boat for his family's use. Join me.
Where
This
is
guy
this?
is fucking crazy. I mean, this is this is the craziest thing in all of ESG SEC filings world. Like, this is the
Hopefully,
nuttiest.
hopefully your pontoon party boat doesn't end up somewhere in the Maldives next to a Russian oligarch and get seized accidentally. That was a masterful business pants. I loved every second of today's business pants. That was lovely. That was Damian Morales and Emma Lurking. I'm Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float Media. If you like this, there'll be more of this nonsense tomorrow. And this Friday, we're supposed to have a very fancy expert.
Who?
David Frazier
Yes.
of Mackenzie Investments
Ooh.
is joining us on Friday. That's the current plan. And David he actually wrote a textbook. So David's not
What?
like,
How
I'm
dare
not
you.
kidding. He wrote a textbook. So now we're going to people who write textbooks to teach
Good.
us things.
Finally.
Because that's the only way we're going to learn, apparently. So come back tomorrow for more of this, and come back Friday for our long show, A Good Game with David Frazier. That's what's planned. We'll see you then.